Gaming, I'm the Archmaster. This one is about storytelling or narrative versus roleplay. We're still in that fourth quadrant of what makes the collaborative daydream experience that we all call D&D, and that we will have a new name for at the end of this series. So, this is an article I wrote, who knows when, and I'm just going to read it. You can roleplay your character and never describe what they're thinking or feeling once, right? Okay, so this video is about roleplaying versus narrative, storytelling, actually, speaking a narrative about your character and all that. You can roleplay your character and never voice act your character either. Roleplaying is just what you do in your head, the method by which you decide what actions your character is going to take. It's not a performance for others. I see people roleplaying, and it's almost like they're writing a book. They may be getting inside their character's head, but they are adulterating their roleplay with performance. Instead of just pure roleplay, they're like, oh, let me perform my roleplay as well. It's not pure roleplay anymore. They talk about what's inside their character's head and what they're thinking, for the benefit of the audience, of course, even if the audience is only the other players. You can roleplay by just being inside your character's head and thinking about what they would do, and then telling the GM or your fellow player or whomever what your character says and does. You don't need to actually narrate everything that goes on in their head and what happened. That's what you do in a book. As soon as you start performing and narrating your character's thoughts, you have moved out of immersive roleplay. You're no longer immersed in your character and roleplaying. Now you're narrating, now you're describing, now you're telling a story. Two different activities that you're switching between. I think your own roleplay is probably enhanced when you speak in first person, like, I do this, but that's a separate subject. It's just the idea that a player at the table would be having a social interaction with another player, and they would be trying to roleplay, right? And then they stop roleplaying and they start telling each other a story. Like if one player plays a fighter and he found a wand, and he hands the wand to the wizard, and the other player, playing the wizard, asks why he's giving it to him, and he says he's good at magic and that the fighter is not, and then the wizard accepts it. But here's the part where they stray from role playing. It's when the wizard player says, the wizard accepts it and his eyes grow distant, thinking of the abilities that he doesn't yet possess. That right there is not role playing. That's telling. That's a narrative. That's telling a story. Right in the middle of the session, right in the middle of role play. That removes. You're not playing the adventure at that point. You're not role playing at that point. You're not doing anything else but telling a story at that point. I personally don't like that at my table. Save that for a book. If you want to tell a story, then write a book. If you come to the adventuring game table, role play and adventure and be real and let your actions be believable, be immersed in the dream. The storytelling is what we do afterward, like in the parking lot when we talk about how great things were, or when we tell other people about all that stuff. Don't narrate the guy's mind. That breaks immersion. How would the other character even know that, right? It's metagaming. You're not telling the story for your own benefit. You're telling it for the benefit of everyone else, and that's not role playing. Of course, you're not a terrible person if you do that. I'm just saying that that's not how I like my games run. I like actual roleplay. All right, moving on. That's it. Like and subscribe, feed the algorithm. I have Patreon and Discord in the description, and God bless.